Hello everyone, this is Kola of Sublime Trading, and in today's podcast I'm going to share with you 3 reasons why we here at Sublime Trading are long in the markets right now. So the markets are bullish at the moment, and not many of you are aware of that. Your attention might be over in other markets such as forex market or the crypto market, but right now the UK and US stock market is bullish, and we're going to go through 3 points of why we are bullish as well. So the first point is a repetition. Now the market has a tendency to repeat itself, and we always want to identify patterns that repeat itself over and over and over again. And one pattern we've identified is an area of consolidation which occurred around about the same time last year as it did this year. So around last year, between September and November, the S&P started to consolidate. This was following a nice bullish run that it had. So then price broke out around November and then went on to a long-term bullish trend where it was quite simple to extract profits for the market. You just needed to identify very high probability opportunities in UK and US stocks. So as I mentioned, price consolidated in the S&P between September and November, and it went on to a bull run all the way up until September 2021. So that consolidation happened in 2020. So this year as well, we did identify an area of consolidation around the same time period. So started around late August and ended around late October, but around the same time period. Then price went into consolidation and has since broken out of consolidation. So the breakout occurred towards the end of October and has continued to remain out of this area of consolidation. So if we go by history and factor in that price tends to repeat itself over and over again, what we want to now do is position ourselves for long opportunities in both UK and US stocks, because price may well continue to trend similar to how it did last year. So it might trend from now until September 2022. So make sure if you are looking for the opportunity, you still enter high probability UK and US stocks. And you also want to have a long-term strategy, a trend following strategy, which will allow you to remain in a trend for the duration of the actual trend and also allow you to compound along the way. So that's our first point. Our first point is repetition, identifying periods in the market where price tends to repeat itself over and over again. This will give you a huge advantage over the market. The second point is looking at the indices. So the indices are all in alignment. And when I say indices, we look at the S&P 500, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ. So those 3 indices give us an indication of where price may be heading next. If all 3 indices are heading down, then likely we're going to see a bearish market. And if all 3 indices are heading up, likely we're going to see a bullish market. And also if price in those indices are all moving sideways, then likely we're going to see a market where price is moving sideways in the majority of the UK and US stock market. But right now, all the indices are aligned to the upside and likely to continue moving to the upside through the rest of the year, and hopefully going into 2022 as well, up to that cycle period I mentioned earlier around about September, when we tend to see pullbacks in the market. There was a period where the NASDAQ was lagging behind, and also sometimes we tend to see 2 indices bullish and 1 lagging behind. One might be bearish or in consolidation. During those periods, we can still enter positions in both UK and US stocks, but we want to tread with caution and maybe reduce risk. But when all 3 indices are aligned, then it normally means that the markets are have a strong bullish momentum and are likely to continue heading to the upside. So those 2 reasons so far are the fact that we look at repetition, when price repeats itself over and over again and gives us an indication of where price may be heading next. And the second point is looking at the indices. When all the indices are aligned, then we want to factor that in, and also it gives us a high probability opportunity to enter long positions in the market. And the third and final reason why we are long in the market is because we are around that period of the year where trends start to form. So in point number 1, I mentioned a period where price was consolidating in 2020 and allowed us to position ourselves in the market for a long-term bullish opportunity. So pullbacks tend to happen in the market around around every February and also September. So we had a pullback in September this year, which turned into an area of consolidation, and prices now broken out of that consolidation. And trends tend to form around between October and December each and every year. So we tend to see the start of trends emerging during those time periods. And at the time of recording, we are now in November, so we're still in that window where we can actually look for really long-term bullish opportunities in the market. This is the crucial time to position yourselves for long-term bullish opportunity, because if you get in now, if you get in at the start of trends, you can potentially sell through those trends through the duration of their trend. So if price trends from October till following September, October time, then that's a whole year of trends, and that's a whole year of allowing yourself the opportunity to compound, so maximizing your profits along the way. We will create other recordings covering compounding. That's a way to maximize your profits, but right now we're just focusing on the reasons why we are long in the market. So I'm just going to recap those 3 reasons once again. So the first reason is repetition. We want to identify periods in the market where price tends to repeat itself and allows us to see an opportunity where we can actually enter long positions. So that's occurred. So we've had that consolidation last year, 2020, and again this year, 2021. And the second reasons are the fact that the indices are all aligned. So not only had price broken out of consolidation, but the indices are aligned, indicating further bullishness in the market. And the final reason is that we are in that time period where trends start to form. So all 3 of these combined allows us to position ourselves at really important times to enter long positions. Now, not many people know about these 3 points, so you are at an advantage right now knowing these three points I've mentioned. Even knowing these 3 points, you still want to ensure that you are entering high probability opportunities, because you want that extra edge over the market. You want to ensure that over the long term, entering your positions will likely result in long-term profit. So we use trend filters in our community, and we use other proprietary tools which we have created so that we can identify stocks which are outperforming the indices. So remember, the indices are still bullish, but we are looking for stocks that are outperforming those indices, or moving at a much faster pace, allowing us to compound a lot faster along the way as well. And this also allows us to enter positions where trends usually last for lengthy periods of time. One good example is Nvidia. Nvidia has been on a long-term trend. We also went into a long-term period of consolidation where we were actually standing aside for a period of a few months. Positions were still in place, but we eventually were given the opportunity to compound further and add more profits to what we had already accumulated. So there you have it, 3 points of why we here at Sublime Trading are long in the market right now. Also, if you want to keep up to date with our stocks that we are looking at, some high probability stocks, then don't forget to sign up to our newsletter. And also don't forget to have a look at our scorecard, go through the questions and see whether you are on track to retire wealthy. On completion of the scorecard, you will get access to our free Launchpad Starter Kit. So don't forget to start the scorecard right now. You can find the link with this recording, and don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can catch all of our episodes as soon as they are released. See you all on the next recording.